We are definitely hardwired as human beings to connect with babies. And babies know how to bring us in, to engage us. But I think it's important for the person to understand that and feel that it's okay to listen to the baby. And maybe that's the connection that is so special, is that you have to be able to listen on a nonverbal way. I do think, though, as children get older, if you're really going to emotionally connect with children to help them, and you do have to emotionally connect with children to help them learn, that you have to, there does still have to be that nonverbal bond. I mean, 70 to 80% of our communication with another human being is nonverbal. So even as, you know, with much older children, and even with adults. So, but the baby, the relationship between a baby and another human being is the baby's first experience with relationships. So maybe that's what makes it special.
Sometimes people will, you know, they want to do the right thing, and so they may have found a good curriculum that really has some good content and stuff, but they're afraid to just trust their gut and reach out and hug the baby and just kind of go with it because, oh, I need to be a professional and I haven't read him a story yet, so I need to sit down and do that. If the baby's on the floor having fun playing with you and crawling around and playing peekaboo, trust that that's okay. It's a good thing. It's something you learn by allowing yourself to do the natural connection that happens. And I think, especially when we talk about care being culturally relevant, if your favorite family song is in another language, whether it's the parent's language or yours or someone else's, a third one, just a fun song, as you're singing it, that baby's going to hear it and they're going to connect because their eyes are going to sparkle because they see you having fun doing it. And that's okay. Caregivers need to know that.
The human being is a social animal, and we all need those relationships with other people, some to more degree than others. And so I think helping caregivers connect to that in themselves, reflect and connect to their own personal experiences of how that's been helpful to them or important to them, and also just the overall knowledge of brain development in babies and the role that the relationship plays in the brain's functioning. And you know, it's when the child feels safe that the child can move into those areas of its brain that allow it to gather more knowledge and to grow and learn. I mean, obviously you're going to grow physically, but to grow in all ways, in all the different domains. And if a child doesn't feel safe and secure, they tend not to do that. Just like any of us, if someone now yelled, "Fire, fire," we wouldn't stay here having this great conversation. You know, like, no, I'm not going to go out because I want to learn. It would be like, are you kidding? I'm getting out of here, right? So we stay in that mode if we don't feel safe. Once we feel safe, then we can learn, we can explore. And so I think once caregivers really understand that and the role it plays in their own life, and how we also need to create work environments and work climates where they feel safe and they feel secure and they're encouraged to grow and learn and they're empowered, because when that happens for me, then I'm able to do that for someone else. If that's not happening for me, it's hard for me to do it for someone else.
I think the basic keys for quality infant care wrap around primarily relationship building. Because of that age range, the importance is around the relationship with the caregiver to create attachment and bonding to build the future success for children, that they feel secure in every endeavor they take on for the rest of their life. Once they have that connect, that the relationship is the base of that. You can create more opportunity for those relationships based on your group size and your ratios, but it's really that relationship that's key. And it's not just the relationship with the infant that's key, it's the relationship with the whole family. Because if you're not connecting with the parents and understanding the parents' expectations, hopes, wishes about what's happening for that infant, then the parents aren't comfortable with the infant being there, and the infant knows that. And so the infant has a harder time with that care. Plus, you could be causing some real disruption to that infant's experience because they're used to a certain pattern, a certain way of being held when they're fed, and all of those routines, and that's not happening while they're in care. So then those things change and transition. And infants can be considered, all the way from 6 weeks through 36 months, and that continues to be important all the way through that range because there's so much happening in that time frame that really requires that security and attachment and bond and relationship, and knowing when a child's feeling secure and insecure so you can support that.
Are those the flowers, Erin?
Flower.
Yes, and that's in the window.
I think once a caregiver truly gets it, so to speak, and has those aha moments, they realize how immensely valuable they are in that child's life. And that's empowering. It can seem to someone who doesn't know that, you're just the diaper changer person. You don't serve that important a role. But when you get it, when you really have that aha, it's a beautiful thing. I don't know how else to say it. It's powerful. And you become part of something that's bigger than you. And that's this whole creation of this little person. You're unfolding this little person who's come into the world, and you're part of that, sort of like, a bud opening on a flower. You get to be part of that, and you're one of the early ones who gets to see it and gets to see that little person coming forth, and you're helping that happen. And when you get how powerful that is, I don't think there's anything like it.